Predators are the scum of our society. The only good resting place for them is behind bars. These are some cases where evil predators get caught, especially this first one where a traffic stop led police to one heinous predator.
Why's your zipper, your buttons down on your...
In this video, we uncover the shocking moments when vile predators finally face justice. Watch as their sinister plans are spoiled and they realize there's no escape from the truth. In July 20th, 22, New Mexico State Police noticed erratic driving patterns by 41-year-old Jeremy Guthrie, leaving the cops no option but to initiate a DU1 traffic stop. But what these officers were going to discover next left them in shock.
Hey there.
Hello.
How are you?
All right.
Just all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your driver's license?
Yeah.
The officers observed Guthrie cutting across multiple lanes of traffic and ignoring all the road rules. They wasted no time and pulled up beside him to investigate what was happening.
Here's your wallet right there between your legs.
Sorry, I was a little bit nervous.
So was I. The way you're driving?
Huh?
I said, you mentioned that you were nervous? Right. I was nervous while I was behind you driving down I-40. You were in lane number 1. At times, you went all the way from lane number 1 all the way over. Didn't use a signal, had problems keeping your vehicle one lane. And then, when you merged on from westbound 40 to northbound 25, you took that curve way too fast.
I did. I'm sorry.
I thought you were going to crash.
No, I don't.
I didn't say. I don't think so. I'm just saying I thought you were going to crash.
As if his hooligan-like driving wasn't enough for the cop to put him in cuffs. The officer also noticed that he had in the back of his truck cabin.
Okay, and then you have a bunch of kids in the car. How many kids? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who are these kids to you?
This is my friend.
That's your friend?
Yeah.
How old's your friend?
18.
That girl's not 18?
Huh?
That girl's not 18?
Yeah.
No, she's not.
She is.
That girl's not 18. Trust me. She don't look 18. Ma'am, how old are you? I didn't ask you your name. I asked you how old you were.
Things took a deep dive into trouble for Guthrie when the officer was convinced that not one of the children in the back was of legal age to be driving around with a fully grown adult. Guthrie didn't really help either with his strange reason for having them in his truck, too.
Jeremy, turn the car off and come back here and talk to me.
All right.
Let me see the keys. Thank you. Come on out. Why's your zipper buttons down on your crotch?
Well, I probably just forgot.
Okay.
And I'll button my.
Yeah, please button your zipper.
Yeah. I mean, I had to take it like a this and this and.
To sum up, the impression Guthrie has in front of the cops, firstly driving like a maniac on the freeway, having an entire pile of 6 and his crotch zipper down when he exited the vehicle. Yeah, I don't think it takes a master detective to solve this case.
Good. When did you last drink?
Like, probably It's been a little while.
Like an hour?
I would say it's more than yeah,
Like maybe 2?
Yeah,
Roughly? Okay.
like 2 hours.
That's fair. Because you know what? 2 hours is totally different than, no, I haven't been drinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
I mean,
it's okay. That's okay. We're not gonna argue about it. I mean, I know what I smell. I know what I hear. I know what I see. Okay. Simple as that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, you already did. You said I hadn't been drinking, and then I kind of played you. Said, was it an hour ago? Like, no, longer. 2 hours? Yeah.
It's been a few hours.
Okay.
I mean,
Gotcha. Well,
I mean,
we're not gonna argue about that. I mean, I know what I smell.
Guthrie is really pushing the limits of what the law will let him get away with. Being so that it doesn't even take a breathalyzer for this cop to instantly recognize the stench of.
Do you think you're safe to drive?
yeah,
You do?
absolutely.
Once again, you and I will disagree on that too. I don't think you're safe to drive. Just based on how you're driving. All those people in the car, who are they?
They're just my friends. I mean,
Do you normally hang out with people who are young? How old are you?
I'm 41.
41? Okay, hang tight right there, okay?
The officer was very suspicious of why a 41-year-old would be in a car with. Decided to take matters into his own hands and find out more information from the children themselves.
And don't lie to me. I mean, okay, like, I'm not gonna play the game where you lie. I know that you're not 18, okay? So if you want to have attitude, you in the front, okay? We go about it another way. Simple as that. So if I sense any attitude or you give me lip, we'll do it another way. Okay, how old are you? 14. Thank you. Simple question.
14.
Really 14?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
18.
Okay. 13. Okay. 14. Okay. Who's this guy to anybody?
That's our homies. And then she knows his kid.
Okay. So that there's your homie. Okay. So you guys all need to call your parents.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And have your parents meet us here.
The first responder explains he may have saved all the children's lives that night by pulling Guthrie over.
The children, put under a little stress to answer truthfully, began listing off their ages one by one, revealing the reality of how not one of them is of the age of 18. This just confirmed Jeremy Guthrie's disgusting intentions, leaving the cop terrified to say the least.
Okay. I probably saved 6 lives tonight. At least 6 lives. Okay. I thought you guys were gonna crash around that bend. He's going way too fast.
Oh, yeah.
And he's definitely not safe to drive.
Oh, yeah, we told him. We told him.
This is Sergeant LaFay with State Police, and your son, along with I'm guessing five of his other buddies, they were in a vehicle with somebody some man. It's a grown adult who has no business driving, and so he's out now doing field sobriety tests, and these kids need to be picked up.
The parents were alerted immediately about what kind of messed up situation their children were involved in a car with a predator who put the children's lives on the line. The cops still go through with a field sobriety test on Guthrie to make sure they have him caught with all the facts.
So just to make sure that you're okay to drive, okay, would you mind doing a couple of field sobriety tests just to make sure?
Yeah.
Yeah? You would mind, or you would want to do them?
What's it?
Do you mind, or would you want to do them? Do you want to do them? Yes or no?
I don't really want to.
You don't want to do them?
No, I don't want to.
Okay, I'm just gonna let you know, if you don't do the test, I'm gonna have to place you under arrest. Do you want to do the test?
All right, well, let's do the test.
You don't know what's after age?
I don't like that one.
Are you gonna stop the test then?
I can still test.
Okay, so are you gonna continue, or are you gonna stop right there?
I just don't understand this. You're going backwards, you're going H, I, or you're going backwards? I just don't understand the test that you're doing right now.
I told you to go forward, remember?
For me?
From H to S. It's pretty simple.
Oh. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S.
Cool. Alright.
I just didn't understand what you wanted to.
Yeah. Alright, go and stand up, bro. Go and stand up. Go and turn around for me.
It's truly astonishing to witness these cops being so patient with Guthrie, despite it being so abundantly obvious how drunk he was. Frequently forgetting or getting confused about the instructions of the test. He was just exposing himself at every single step of the investigation.
Go and turn around. Go and turn around. Alright, so you're going to be placed under arrest for DWI, okay?
Don't forget his phone. I'll put it in the front seat.
Go over here to the...
It'll be easier.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements.
Finally, having enough of Guthrie's antics, his unresponsiveness, coupled with his abysmal performance in the sobriety test, the cops promptly placed him under arrest and charged him with driving under the influence. Jeremy Guthrie, 41, is charged with criminal delinquency of a minor in the case. Guthrie has no criminal history, according to online court records. Although Guthrie really messed up in every way possible, this next case will leave you awestruck with how bad this predator's actions were.
All right, Ashley.
You're under arrest for sexual battery.
On August 22nd, 2023, police knocked on the door of a 19-year-old Oklahoma woman, Ashley Cheatham, who was accused of physical misconduct, which is why Stillwater deputies came knocking at her door early in the morning.
Hello. Okay, you Ashley? What's your last name? Okay.
The cops take no excuses from Ashley and waste no time in taking Ashley into custody as they cuff her without any hesitation.
There's no one in the room.
There you go.
Somebody in the room.
For now.
Are they jeans or shorts or shorts? What color are they?
Police officials scrambled to find pants for Ashley so they could make the arrest official by reading her rights. Apparently, Ashley's boyfriend had called 911, highly distressed after discovering that Ashley had been filming his. What made it worse was that he found this horrific footage on Ashley's own phone.
Well, you know, like, where is your place where you normally keep your shorts?
Yeah, there's some right there. There's pajama pants are fine.
These pajamas right here? Okay, go ahead, put your name in.
You got any form of like slip-on shoe or anything?
Just put them up in the front a little bit. They're like falling down.
Is your ID in your purse? You want that to go with you?
Okay. 20 Central.
You want to?
I can't. You need somebody to say that's why I was here. That's why I came.
Although the cops already received a verbal confirmation of Ashley's name, they still felt it was important to obtain her original identification before proceeding with reading her rights.
All right, Ashley. Did you tell me?
You're under arrest for sexual battery of a minor.
And possession of child.
And possession of child porn.
She now faces multiple charges, including misconduct with a child under 12, making or distributing obscene material, possession of, and violation of the Oklahoma Computer Crimes Act. Officials say Cheatham later admitted to the crimes. She was booked into the Payne County Jail and received a protective order prohibiting her from contacting the alleged victim.
All right, Ashley. Did you tell me?
You're under arrest for sexual battery of a minor.
And possession of child.
And possession of child porn.
New details tonight in the case against a 19-year-old woman accused of sexual battery of a minor.
Ashley Cheatham has now been charged on several counts, including child sexual exploitation and the possession and distribution of child pornography. Cheatham appeared in front of a Payne County judge Wednesday, where she entered a not guilty plea. Stillwater police were first alerted to the disturbing crimes. Her boyfriend says that he found concerning videos on Cheatham's phone. She's being held on a $75,000 bond. Her preliminary hearing now set for September 11th.
If you thought that Cheatham deserved what she had coming to them, wait till you see how the female predator in this next case tries to flee.
Carl, I think it's locked. You can't go anywhere, Desiree. That's why I say you might as well talk.
On June 13th, 2024, the YouTube channel To Roast a Pred uploaded a video to their channel. The channel primarily focuses on targeting and cornering predators who come to public places in hopes of meeting up with minors. So these guys try to straighten out these predators on their own.
I think I thought you looked familiar. How you been? I ain't seen you in a long time. You remember me? You don't remember me? All right, well, Desiree, I need to talk to you. What are you doing here this time?
Don't run.
I know if you run and leave, it might be safer for you to sit here and talk to me, because if you run, I get the police involved, Desiree, and I don't want to. If you talk to me, we can just talk normal, but if you run, the police are gonna get involved. I know you're here with your dad. I don't know you don't want to get him involved in this, do you? This is highly illegal. Desiree.
Where you going?
Where you going? That side is closed. You can't get out. Desiree. Desiree, you're just gonna run? You were here to meet who? Carl, I think that's locked. You can't go anywhere, Desiree. That's why I say you might as well talk and explain why you're here to meet a girl.
This particular predator, Desiree, realizes that she isn't going to meet who she expected at this Walmart and decides to make a run for it. However, her attempt is pointless since all the doors are locked and our YouTuber can run way faster than her trying to shuffle across.
You in position. I just asked you what were we gonna do, and you said have sex and cuddle? Desiree, and we know your dad drove you. How's your dad gonna feel to know that this girl's
You want your dad to know?
Or do you want the police to get involved? If you talk to us, we can have a normal conversation. We just want to figure out, what do adults think? You're 25. The girl's
You're 25 years old and you're in this 10-year-old girl.
and you don't have anything to say. You think about people that's gonna see this, that's gonna know who you are, and you don't have anything to say to be like, I'm sorry, I didn't want to do it. I didn't mean to do it. Let your dad know it's possible you can go to jail.
Tell him we need to have a conversation. And you can see the people.
Let your dad, you see the police already outside, right? I know your dad don't want you to go to jail.
Where you at? I keep following.
We need to talk to your dad.
Yeah, we definitely need to talk to your dad, dog.
Desiree, left with no option, sort of just evacuates the building as soon as all that fat on her would allow her to. She even gets on the phone with her dad, who incidentally is the one who drove her there. It's so sad to see how parents can become enablers at times.
Do you know what you brought your daughter here to do, boss man?
What's that?
You know she came here to meet a 10-year-old girl to have with. Girl that she said that she's getting her dad to come pick her up and bring her back to your house and commit, which would have been multiple felonies.
Right.
I can't lie. I got all the messages from beginning to the end from us talking from the start. And I told her from the jump, I'm not really 18 when she contacted me. I'm turning next month. And her first words after that was, do you want to go to the beach with me on Monday?
Listen, sir, I'm her guardian. She has schizoaffective disorder. I would have been if I would have seen a video, it wouldn't have happened.
But what if the girl would have looked not 18 and she would have looked of age and would have been that?
I'm telling you, sir, they wouldn't have had no activities. I didn't even know nothing about no message. I'm just telling you.
Sir, we really just want to have a discussion with her because we don't want to get the police involved. Right. But since she technically committed a felony already, we need to talk to her.
That's fine, you can talk to her, but like I said, you know, you can't hold her completely accountable for what's going on. She's having interaction with internal stimuli right now. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm here to oversee everything.
Right. And again, it seems like you weren't aware of why she was coming. What did she tell you when she?
No, she just said that she was going to meet a young lady. I remember I had the message in my phone.
Did she tell you the age by chance?
No.
Okay.
No. Here's the.
It seems that Desiree had even fooled her poor old father into her evil and vile trap, since he gets blindsided by these two YouTubers who are all of a sudden claiming his daughter's committed a felony.
Give me that phone number.
And
that's all that I had.
The girl name is definitely Carly, but the part she's leaving out is the girl told her immediately that I'm turning 15 next month, that I'm 15.
And she's, how old is she?
She's 25.
Right. So, would you agree with me in saying that she knows she shouldn't be talking to anyone under 18 or?
Not under her condition.
Not under her condition. Okay.
I have legal garnish.
Right.
I got paperwork and everything.
Okay.
Things have. This is not the first thing. Time something that we have gone to. What was it? She asked me to come out and meet her at a hotel one time, and she was literally almost trapped. So I had to go down to the magistrate and get the paper.
It's astounding to find out that this wasn't Desiree's first attempt at trying to meet minors in the way she was caught red-handed in this case. Her own dad admits to picking her up from hotels and other various places.
Ask her a few questions just to make sure she understands
this is not okay.
It's possible that this is just simply not.
Yeah,
and not only is it not okay, it's highly illegal.
Yeah, just talk to her. That'll be
okay.
So
You
Desiree,
guys pretended to be Carl.
You say what now?
You pretended to be Carl.
No, you're correct. This is what I do everywhere, all over North Carolina, any state I travel to.
That's definitely not Carly, and you pretended to be her.
No, you are correct, but what I'm saying and stating is, this is what we do. We try to educate adults on how it is not okay whatsoever in any condition to meet, and especially to meet them with sexual intentions.
Once the person acknowledges whatever their age is or something like that, then communication should have stopped right at that point.
Immediately.
That's all it is.
do you get what your dad is saying?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, on the way here, sir, she told, quote unquote, Carly that she wanted to have sex, correct?
Yeah, and cuddle.
Yeah,
it's like I said, so you can't hold her considering. I mean, she literally, we just took meds at 9 o'clock, so they probably haven't even activated with her right now. The conditions of psychotic, severe psychosis, stuff like that.
The dad seems unfazed when the YouTubers inform him of some of the obscene things Desiree is saying. He immediately falls back on the notion that Desiree suffers from severe psychosis, as if to justify her actions.
Now, being that this situation has arrived to happen, would you be overseeing her electronic devices use, like who she's talking to at all times?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, that's why I told her. See, the point I'm trying to make, I go a step beyond that. The point was that she was going to come back to the house. I was you, where you from, blah 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 blah, this and that.
Of course.
And to make sure everything is fine. But that wouldn't have been any activity. We would have been sitting out in the living room.
Okay. Yeah.
So I take this very, very seriously. Like I said, that's why I went to the magistrate to get, this taken care of. Once I gave them information about a past situation, they awarded me guardianship immediately.
Does she have any idea? Does she have any younger siblings or nieces or nephews that hang around or come around her at all?
No.
That she has contact with on a regular basis?
No.
Because I was going to say, if it is, I would be, kind of cautious.
No, she's not in it. There's no danger like that. Like I said, we live at 609.
Hold on, don't say your address.
Yeah, we on. Yeah, don't do it, please.
Gotcha.
But no,
I'm an open book.
But
anyway, we don't live far from here, and the only people that live in the apartment is me.
Okay.
The situation keeps declining for Desiree as the longer this conversation goes, the more is exposed about her so openly. The dad still trying his absolute best to somehow clear his daughter's name.
It's not that I don't believe you, but it was just her reaction when we approached her inside. We basically said her name. She turned around and saw that we were there, and
she was afraid.
Makes sense. But then when we started mentioning who she was here to meet, she just started running.
Yeah, she called me.
Okay. I mean, what did
she called me. She said, "Dad, this is a scam. There's some guys following. They follow me." She said, help. She was talking to me. She was walking out the door on the phone.
Right.
So that's why I blew the horn.
Right.
Because
so
I didn't know who you guys were. We were getting ready to get into it.
Right. And of course, we, just so you know, we're nonviolent. We don't ever try to.
Yeah. Car. You're not going to mess with her because, like I said, this has happened before in Raleigh, but it had nothing to do with a girl. These were. They were larger than you, bro. So I felt like I was in danger at that point.
Right. How many guys was it? Like, how many guys would you say it was?
4.
Wow. So,
but the way I got out of it was I pretended that I was a customer, and I said, "Hey, look, I got $200." I had to think very fast. And she talked to them, and they said, "Okay, go ahead." Got in the car, man, I peeled out of there and went straight to the magistrate's office.
It seems this father-daughter duo is involved in all sorts of strange incidents, with the dad always having to pick her up or get her out of trouble. He appears fully aware of her antics and continues to let them slide, essentially enabling her to be a predator.
Desiree, would you say you didn't know what you were getting yourself into, like, in that situation last year? You don't want to speak on it? Okay.
She did. So,
okay.
So this better now than it was then.
Right.
But so just like when she was coming out of the store, she said, "Dad, these guys are following me." She said, "This is some kind of scam thing." She said, "Please," so she was getting on out. She was calling me and she was coming out the door. So she knows I got her back.
And see, what I was more so worried from, I'm gonna just give my whole honest opinion. What I was worried for is I honestly thought she was a girl that was probably aligned with some kind of pimp, and they were coming to this girl to join their little. Because
it happens though.
Because it made no sense to me that her actual father was bringing her to meet what she knew. You know what I'm saying? It didn't make sense. So I thought
the reason her actual father was bringing, because if there's going to be any kind of contact with people that I don't know, I'm going to be there.
And so, did y'all go to the beach a few weeks ago?
Yes, we did.
And she invited this on that trip with her.
And that's the issue that we have is like, at what point would you have been like, heck no, this is why do you guys?
Because if you see her photos, you wouldn't have been able to just look at her and say, this girl is.
No, I would have asked questions.
Okay, I do apologize. I need to speak with him. How you doing, boss man? All right. Again, I only called, bro, because I run an online organization to roast the predator. He has one as well. But what we do is we set up decoys online. We make for people to hit us up. After they hit us up, I instantly let them know, hey, I'm not 18. I had to say that to be able to make this app. I'm only turning month. I've been speaking with this young lady in the back seat now for possibly a good month. Yes, that's her father. Okay. I've probably been speaking.
You're aware, he does say that she has some type of.
The YouTuber and his partner fill in the cops about the entire situation as it stood at the time. They give the cops the full backstory and try to be as thorough as possible.
Feeling the BP vibe, I was like, well, meet me somewhere more public and lit up like a Walmart. And she's like, cool, that's fine. And she sent me the address to this Walmart. And I came.
So you guys were posing as what?
I was. I was posing as a on the app.
Trying to meet with her over here.
Not really trying to meet with her. I just go on there and just let anybody contact me. It doesn't matter who it is. Mostly it's guys. This is very rare for a female to hit me up. I don't text them first. As soon as you text me, I immediately let you know, hey, I'm really not 18. I just wanted to let you know. I have to put that on there to be able to use the app, but I'm actually turning this month. Is that okay with you? If not, it's okay if you don't want to talk to me. She basically said that's fine and asked, am I a virgin? And then goes to along the lines of, do I want to come to the beach with her on a Monday? And then she gets even more sexual with saying that, and then on the way of me coming here, okay, and on the way of me coming here, I asked her what does she want to do, and she said she's trying to have, because like it is, like he was saying, kind of weird that he just keep referring to himself as her guardian, but he's trying to state that he's her actual father. But why do you just keep saying I'm her guardian? Why not just say I'm her father?
There's no explaining how some people,
you know, yeah, I understand. But like he was saying, it might be something to look into because it may not be exactly what it seems.
Yeah.
True. Like I said, if this is really her father and he really is telling the truth about everything he's saying, hey, he just got put in a bad situation. But if he knows that his daughter is in that type of mental state, he should have been keeping up with her devices and everything she was doing from that point, especially if they've had a run-in similar to this prior to. Here, you remember I walked off, I didn't even get to hear the other story.
He said that
his window rolled up so he can't hear you.
He was at a hotel with 4 dudes bigger than me in a hotel room, and somehow she contacted him, and he showed up at the hotel
to save her.
To save her, basically.
How did he save her from 4 dudes? And
he said, hey, I got $200.
That's what he said?
Supposedly he paid them $200.
So did he buy her?
Peeled out of there.
It sounds like he bought her.
I'm trying to figure out the backstory again. I'm gonna have to go back.
He paid $200 to get her away from 4 dudes. I'm really, I'm trying to tell y'all from the beginning of this situation with this girl, I have literally felt like she was trying to find a way to get this little girl to come with her and her pimp. I never thought it was a real dad until I walked out here and seen this old guy sitting in the truck that made me think, dang, this really is her dad. But the way he keeps referring to himself as her guardian and not her father, it is worrisome.
After making sure that they were able to discuss Desiree's entire case with the police and also go over some possible scenarios in how Desiree and her supposed dad were maybe lying to the YouTubers. Let us know which of these predators you think deserved what they had coming to them. But this next catch was just a blessing, because he had 2 kids in the passenger seat, and God knows what he would do with them if he was allowed to leave. Predators are the scum of society, and it's a blessing when cops catch them before it's too late. These cases help us develop a little respect for cops who are targeting ones who prey on the innocent. This first one shows a vile predator attempting to escape in a stolen vehicle with 2 kids inside by deceiving a cop. However, things didn't go to his plan.
D's not your car? Step out of the car. Step out of the car, bro.
On October 10th, 2022, a deputy from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office was flagged down by a truck driver, complaining that his truck was stolen and he had his 2 children aged 4 and 8 inside it. The deputy immediately started to follow the truck.
Roll the window down. Why are you doing with the kids? What's going on? Roll the window down, bro.
The person who had stolen the truck was identified as 37-year-old Kevin Smith, and he was about to be exposed by the children sitting inside.
D's not your car? Step out of the car. Step out of the car, bro. Okay, step out of the car. Help me out here. Is that you? Alright, let me figure it out, okay? Put that bottle away.
Kevin knew he was about to be arrested, but only made matters worse for himself by resisting the officer.
Put that bottle away. Okay, put that bottle away. Okay, then I'll ask you to step out of the car and help me out. Okay? What do you mean not you? Not me. Okay. So let me figure out. I don't know what's going on. Step out till you figure it out. You're gonna step out. I cannot let you. Give me the car keys. Give me the car keys. Give me the car keys.
I know where your dad is.
I know where your dad is. I saw him running this way. Give me the car keys.
However, eventually, Kevin agreed that the deputy was right, but had a fear of coming out. Well, he should have considered this before committing this grave crime.
I'm not asking you twice. Give me the car keys. Alright. Step out. I step out. I need to figure out. I cannot let you in the car.
If I step out, you're gonna punch me.
I'm not gonna punch you, bro. No, I promise you.
You will.
I promise you.
You will. If I step out, you're gonna punch me.
Raise 103.
Despite his reservations, the officer calmly handled the situation and instructed him to get out so he wouldn't be getting punched. Soon, he made his way out and the officer apprehended him.
Is this?
Yeah.
Alright, step out of the car.
That's not my dad.
Step out of the car, bro. Step out of the car. Come on. Step out of the car. Step out of the car. Stay here. I need to figure out what's going on. That's all.
Razor 103.
Razor 103. Come here.
Do you need your 94 1018 or you 4?
I'm 10-4, not 10-18. Alright.
The officer managed to get him away from the truck, and the children were safely removed from the truck without being harmed. Kevin was escorted to the police station, where he was charged with 2 counts of felony kidnapping and grand theft motor vehicle. It was also discovered that he had a felony record dating back to 2003. He was ultimately locked up in Falkenberg Road Prison and is being held without a bond. Well, this guy's actions were extreme, but what the next predator did will shock you.
Why's your zipper, your buttons down on your...
Well, I probably just...
On July 5th, 2022, a New Mexico State police trooper was on his usual patrol route when he observed a vehicle driving erratically. He started to follow him and ultimately pulled him over after he made a very dangerous turn.
Hey there.
Hello.
How are you?
All right.
Just all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your driver's license?
The person behind the wheel was 41-year-old Jeremy Guthrie, who didn't seem to be in his right mind as the cops confronted him. That's when the cops noticed his weird behavior.
There's your wallet right there between your legs.
Sorry, I was a little bit nervous.
So was I. The way you're driving?
Huh?
I said... You mentioned that you were nervous? Right. I was nervous while I was behind you driving down I-40. You were in lane number 1. At times, you went all the way from lane number 1 all the way over. Didn't use a signal. Had problems keeping your vehicle one lane. And then, when you merge on from westbound 40 to northbound 25, you took that curve way too fast.
I did. I'm sorry.
I thought you were going to crash.
No, I don't.
I didn't say. I don't think so. I'm just saying I thought you were going to crash.
Soon, the cops realized that the issue was much more sinister than drunk driving or speeding, as he had 6 children inside the car between the ages of 13 and 15. The officer was shocked to see this and proceeded to question him. However, getting no concrete answers, he urged Guthrie to step outside the vehicle. The officer was shocked to see how Kevin was holding up.
Then you have a bunch of kids in the car. How many kids? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who are these kids to you?
This is just my friend.
That's your friend?
Yeah.
How old's your friend?
18.
That girl's not 18?
Huh?
That girl's not 18?
Yeah.
No, she's not.
No, I don't think she is.
That girl's not 18. Trust me. She don't look 18. Ma'am, how old are you? I didn't ask you your name. I asked you how old you were. Thank you. Come on out. Why's your zipper, your buttons down in your...
Well, I probably just forgot.
Okay.
And I'll button my zipper.
Yeah, please button your zipper.
Yeah. I mean, I had to take like a piss and
Guthrie didn't seem to be in his right mind, and that's when the cop inquired about his condition, whether he'd had anything to drink earlier in the day.
When did you last drink?
like probably it's been a little while.
Like an hour?
I would say it's more than
like maybe 2?
Yeah.
Roughly? Okay.
Like 2 hours.
That's fair. Because you know what? 2 hours is totally different than, no, I haven't been drinking.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, you already did. You said I hadn't been drinking. And then I kind of played you, said, was it an hour ago? Like, no, longer. 2 hours? Yeah.
It's been a few hours.
Okay.
I mean...
Gotcha. Well,
I mean...
we're not going to argue about that. I mean, I know what I smell. Okay? Do you think you're safe to drive? Do you think you're safe to drive?
Yeah.
You do?
Absolutely.
Once again, you and I will disagree on that, too. I don't think you're safe to drive. Just based on how you're driving.
However, the officer was still shocked about the 6 minors sitting in the car and inquired about them. Once again, the predator had a very casual answer, forcing the cop to question the kids.
All those people in the car, who are they?
They're just my friends. I mean...
Do you normally hang out with people who are young? How old are you?
I'm 41.
41? Okay, hang tight right there, okay? How old are you? And don't lie to me. I'm not gonna play the game where you lie. I know that you're not 18. Okay? So if you want to have attitude, you in the front, okay? We go about it another way. Simple as that. So if I sense any attitude or you give me lip, we'll do it.
Once the kids realized that Guthrie was not around them and didn't feel pressured, they disclosed their true age to the cops, which left him baffled.
Okay, how old are you? 14. Thank you. Simple question.
14.
Really 14?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
14.
Okay. 13. Okay. 13. Okay. 14. Okay. Who's this guy to anybody?
That's our homies. And then she knows his kid.
Okay. So that there's your homie. Okay. So you guys all need to call your parents.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Just so you guys know, okay, I probably saved 6 lives tonight, at least 6 lives. Okay, I thought you guys were going to crash around that bend. He's going way too fast.
Oh, yeah.
And he's definitely not safe to drive.
Oh, yeah, we told him. We told him.
The officer then proceeded to contact the kids' parents individually, instructing them to pick their children up from the location. As of now, the cops are handling this tough situation perfectly.
This is Sergeant LaFay with State Police, and your son, along with I'm guessing 5 of his other buddies, they were in a vehicle with somebody some man. It's a grown adult who has no business driving, and so he's out now doing field sobriety tests, and these kids need to be picked up.
Meanwhile, one of the officers conducted several field sobriety tests on Guthrie before placing him under arrest.
You're going H, I, are you going backwards? I just don't understand. big test.
I told you to go forward, remember? From H to S. It's pretty simple.
H, I, J, K, L, M, O, P, Q, R, S.
Cool. All right.
I just didn't understand what you wanted to.
Yeah. All right. Go and stand up, bro. Go and stand up. Go and turn around for me. Go and turn around. Go and turn around. All right. So you're gonna be placed under arrest for DWI. Okay.
Don't forget his phone. I'll put it in the front seat.
Go over here with
It'll be easier.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Yes or no?
Okay.
Yes or no?
No.
Yeah.
Guthrie was immediately handcuffed and was taken to the police station where he was charged with driving under the influence and 6 counts of child abuse. However, a disturbing revelation was made after he was booked that he raped the 12-year-old sitting inside the car. The poor girl had also gotten pregnant but had a miscarriage. He was also suspected of her twin sister, who was also present in the car. Eventually, this disgusting predator was sentenced to 16 charges in total and is about to go to trial soon. We can only hope that he spends the entire rest of his life behind bars. Well, this predator might be the worst out there, but the actions of this 65-year-old man were pretty disturbing as well.
Please. Put that down, please. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Put this stuff down. Hands behind your back, please.
One thing led to the next, and just wanted to fool around with this person.
In May 2023, the Walsall Police Department launched an investigation into an incident where 65-year-old Jeffrey Suber made contact with a 15-year-old on Facebook. However, he had no clue that an undercover cop was behind the Facebook profile. Jeffrey talked dirty to the fake 15-year-old and eventually decided to meet at a closed business. However, the evil predator had no clue that several officers were waiting for him.
Window up. Seatbelts on. He saw my message to come in.
Moving around, you're grabbing something in the passenger seat.
Let me know if he goes to that door. I gotta duck down.
My door?
If he goes towards the other door. If he does that, there's potential he sees a squad car.
Getting out.
Why don't you ask him if he's
Walking in. My door.
Just get him right away, Pete. Go.
Hey, how are you? Put that down, please. Put that down, please. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Put this stuff down. Hands behind your back, please. Just relax.
195.
You're under arrest. Huh? You're under arrest. Okay. Can you go that, please? Oh.
The officers immediately arrested the predator, and he didn't resist at all. Mainly because he knew what he was being arrested for and had no explanation for the vile act he had committed.
Alright, pull the squad out. Yeah, the same time. Just wait a minute. Start up? Start him?
Yeah. I turned the key. I don't know if you tried that.
No, I did a bunch. It's blowing hot air and it said, it did the whole, I've had it happen once before. Okay. Where it wanted you to pull over and safely park.
Oh, weird.
And it shut off and started blowing hot air. I don't know if it overheated or what, but that can actually. All right, sir. Let me walk out here, please. Over to this car.
I'm very claustrophobic. Can you put this in the car?
I can't. I can't. See, please.
Just drives me nuts.
Sure. I understand it's uncomfortable.
You can't
Come
put
off.
them in the front?
No, I can't.
How long are they going to be on?
Not long. You okay?
Yep.
There you go.
How do you do this?
Yep. Just lift that other leg up.
This is very claustrophobic.
Can you slide over a little bit more, please? We're not going far.
I mean, I'm trying to make excuses. I know I'm guilty here, but I can't deal with this.
I understand. We're just going a few blocks. Okay? Truck obviously had nothing that kept it. Yeah. Syringe and lube and stuff.
The officers searched him thoroughly and discovered that he had brought and a syringe along with him as well. Shockingly, they also discovered multiple adult bedroom toys in his car. They ultimately took him to the police station where he was made to sit with the detective for an interrogation.
So just to get a picture of it? Yeah, I'm guessing those are supposed to be beads. I just want to make sure there's no dope in here. These are lubed up or gel.
Hang on just a second. Walk this way in front of the car. Leave that right there for a moment. Left in here. Stand over here, please.
Stand?
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna take these handcuffs off. They will be going back on. Okay, but they will be going back on, but for the time being, I'm gonna take them off. Okay?
Jeez, thank you.
You bet. Have a seat. I'm gonna read you your constitutional rights. Okay, you're in custody or under arrest.
The detective proceeded to question the predator, and he had no shame or remorse in engaging with a 15-year-old.
Yes.
So what does that have to do with the meth?
Like I said, I don't use this stuff. I'm gay. I'm significant other. And one thing led to the next, and just wanted to fool around with this person.
Who was that person? So let me just tell you right now that I know absolutely every single intimate detail of today's events.
Yeah, you probably do according to the phone line.
Okay.
The phone texts.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've read every single one of them.
Yep.
100% familiar with what the intention was there. Okay. My
playing around.
Yep.
Yes, correct.
Okay. I'm curious. One, is this the first time that you've done something like this with a minor?
I never. Why it went this far, I have no idea. On the internet, what was it, a sex drive? Knew he was a minor.
Jeffrey owned up to his actions but showed no remorse. The detective proceeded to ask him questions about narcotics, and he had a very shocking answer.
I mean, you had intimate knowledge of what we call boofing, which is search for methamphetamine via syringe.
I've heard of it. Yes.
And you described to him how it's done.
Yes.
Suggested it was a safer means of ingestion or use.
Yes.
Walk me through your knowledge base and how you know all that if you're not a user yourself.
Correct.
So.
What did you just say?
Walk me through your knowledge base and how you would know all that if you're not a user
Well, just
yourself.
from this friend of mine has been telling me about it and a safer way of using it because he always does it, in the vein. And I always said to him, I says, but you know what?
I mean, your terminology used suggested that you're very familiar with methamphetamine.
Oh, I'm familiar with it, yes.
Okay.
Just from hearsay from Joe Blow,
Would you pass a urinalysis test today?
Oh, yeah.
The detective also asked to search his phone. Jeffrey hesitated at first, but ultimately gave his permission.
Sufficient probable cause to write a warrant to search your phone.
Go ahead and search it.
Okay, what's your passcode?
It's his face.
Yeah, there's a passcode option.
Did that work?
Yep. Let me ask you, when I go through your phone, is there going to be other individuals that you communicate with about methamphetamine or other underage persons that you're communicating about sex? Can you offer any explanation as to why you think things went as far as they did today?
I don't know. It never, it just, person was online and chit-chatting back and forth and, they made it sound legit, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I guess that's how you get hung up into shit like this. Why I did no fucking idea. It shouldn't have. When I got up this morning, I thought, what in the are you doing? The person admitted they were not of age and...
The detective kept on interrogating him, and the disgusting person even laughed at some of his questions. This showed how horrifying he was, as he had no shame for his actions.
What was your plan when you got to Midas today?
Have some fun.
Want to expand on that? Obviously, you have some fetishes, golden shower, feet stuff.
Play around. Yeah.
Whatever that other person wanted to do.
I guess.
And you said this is the first time that you've considered or gone so far as to meet up with a juvenile?
Yes. Never even would have considered. Semi-retired, drive school bus, and work at the maintenance up, 10, 20, 30 hours a week. Not that much down there.
How long have you drove school bus for?
Oh, I did many 1,000 years ago, but then I went on the road in 5 years, 4 years, 5 years.
Current time you've been driving is about 5 years, but you did it prior to that?
I did it way back when my kids were young, yeah. Right now it's 4 or 5 years.
What do you understand about methamphetamine? What do you think it is?
It's a high. That's all I know. I don't know the dangers.
People die from it.
Well, from overdose or anything, right?
Have you ever heard of a methamphetamine overdose?
Heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to me? I kicking ass and...
Jeffrey told the cops that he used to be a bus driver for a school, meaning he was around kids all the time. This surely sends shivers down the spine and alarming concerns as to what he may have done over the years.
I have no reason.
Is your cell phone going to tell us a different story?
Yes. Oh, no.
Child?
No, nothing.
Communication with minors?
No.
Delivery of drugs to other people?
Mm-hmm.
We do what's called a forensic download of the cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they pour through it. Every single file, it paints a really good picture for us, where you've been, patterns of behavior look like, who you're communicating with, what drug history looks like, what sex partners look like, all that stuff. Like that's, cell phones are modern day computers. In the meantime, you're going to be transported up to Marathon County Jail under those 3 different charges that I told you.
You gotta put those cops back on.
Yes, sir.
He was then transported to the jail and was booked for felony charges of child enticement, using a computer to facilitate a child crime, and possession of. But surprisingly, he got out after posting a $5,000 bond. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today we saw cases where evil predators were caught in the act. The cops were on time on all occasions and made sure to apprehend these disgusting creeps. Particularly concerning was the second case where the guy was found to be abusing minors. We can only hope that the jury settles for nothing less than life imprisonment and these sick people are never let out in the... Justice took 65-year-old Jeffrey by surprise, securing him a spot in jail for his predatory acts. You'll be shocked to learn that today's society includes disguised as priests.
Or the mind that was in Jesus, what? That mind is in me. Your only chance to evacuate is to leave with us.
Priests are there to help people follow the message of God, but what happens when one of them goes astray? On March 26, 1997, deputies from the San Diego County Sheriff's Department went inside a mansion in the San Diego suburb of Santa Fe and were shocked by what they saw. 39 people had committed suicide, and the deceased were dressed in identical black clothing, wearing Nike sneakers, and with $5 bills stuffed in their pockets. Upon investigation, the officers discovered that these people were believers in a religious cult called Heaven's Gate. The cult led by Marshall Applewhite had garnered a significant following, and this sad incident was the largest mass suicide to ever occur in the USA. As the agencies pressed on the issue, they discovered some tapes from the leader, whose beliefs and prophecies were abysmal to say the least. Applewhite had founded this cult alongside Bonnie Nettles. In 1972, Bonnie and Applewhite had gotten very close to each other and started to think of themselves as divine messengers. Their religion and teachings have been labeled as UFO religion, as they believed that they would ascend to heaven by boarding a UFO. However, soon they changed this narrative and started to claim that the human body was merely a container and their consciousness would be transported to the next world after they die. The next world, which they called the Kingdom of Heaven.
Classroom, or in old language a couple thousand years ago, disciples. Planet Earth about to be recycled. Your only chance to evacuate is to leave with us.
Applewhite, who was known as Dew amongst his followers, had some of the strangest thoughts you can imagine. Despite this, the cult kept on growing as they kept involving like-minded people with an interest in space and cosmology. The cult even had a website set up where they kept posting important updates and news.
Planet Earth about to be recycled. Your only chance to survive or evacuate is to leave with us. Now, that's a pretty major statement, pretty bold in terms of religion, in terms of anybody's intelligent thinking. To most people who would consider themselves intelligent beings, they'd say, well, that's absurd. What's all this doomsday stuff? What's all this prophetic stuff? You know, intelligent human beings should realize that everything has their cycle. They have their season. They have their beginning. They have their end. They have cycles. We're not saying that planet Earth is coming to an end. We're saying that planet Earth is about to be refurbished, spaded under, and have another chance to serve as a garden for another human civilization.
As you can see, Applewhite knew how to manipulate people, and he, alongside Bonnie, had amassed 80 people. The group also focused on sexual suppression, and plenty of members, including Applewhite, had undergone surgical castration. This shows you the amount of brainwashing they have had.
Now, the reason this is such an interesting time is not only because we're on the threshold of the end of this civilization, because it's about to be recycled, but because of where that finds us, where that finds you, where that finds those who would judge us, how we would speak of them and how they would speak of us. Now you keep saying us. Who do you think you are? Well, I, in all honesty, must acknowledge my father. My father is not a human father. My father is a member of the evolutionary level above human, the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven. My father gave me, long before this civilization, gave me birth into that kingdom level above human, that kingdom of heaven, that kingdom of God.
Applewhite claimed himself as the next Messiah of the world who will be rescuing people from the recycling that is about to happen.
Now you can say, well, I can't believe that. Well, it's up to you whether you believe that or not. That's not important to me, even though I wish that you could believe it for your sake. For those who do believe it, stand a possibility of a future beyond this recycling time. Now you say, well, according to religious literature, I thought there was someone else that was going to come and be our Savior here at these end days. That was going to be Christ's return. Well, the name Christ might be a little confusing, or the name Jesus, because the name Jesus, of course, was the name given to the body that mind that was indeed from the kingdom of heaven came, and that mind was here 2,000 years ago, and that mind came for the express purpose of teaching humans how they could be saved, how they would not be plowed under at the end of the age. Well, we're at the end of the age. So the one, or the mind that was in Jesus, what? That mind is in me? You'll have to decide that for yourself.
Surprisingly, Applewhite and Bonnie claim to have received their own Bible, where they mostly talked about extraterrestrials as a superior race of aliens who they considered the gods.
I must admit that I am here again, that I'm here saying exactly the same thing that I said then, trying to say it in today's language. trying to hope that for your sakes you can see what we have to offer you, for our Father offers you life. I'm not talking about human life. If planet is about to be recycled, and we see the planet as a stepping stone, planet Earth a stepping stone, that just as within a civilization evolves upward, that each segment of civilization becomes more civilized, less barbaric in some ways. It's supposed to, not that it necessarily does. Sometimes it seems to appear to be more civilized when in fact it becomes more barbaric, more quick to condemn the rest of the world, more quick to kill the rest of the world that does not think as it thinks.
If the speech wasn't absurd enough, Applewhite continued to say something even more hysterical. Ty, he just referred to, was the name given to Bonnie, who died in 1985. After her death, many people questioned the cult, claiming that their prophecy was wrong. Applewhite, however, claimed that she left because her work was done at this level, whereas he still had something more to do.
I'll tell you something that's even more remarkable. My father came with me this time. Came in the early 70s, took on a human form, an adult human form, helped me get in an adult human form in the early 70s, and we together helped those who came with us that were also here 2,000 years ago get in the bodies that they were wearing so that they could rid themselves of human behavior, human activity, human thinking, so that they could be ready to move into the kingdom of heaven, or the evolutionary level above human. These that are sitting before me have been students of T and Do. T, my father, have been students of T and Do, are still students of T and Do, even though T returned to the heavens in 1985. That will survive the recycling. One type of individual is those individuals that have overcome their humanness enough that when the end of this age is complete, when the war is over, the spading complete, there's nothing left here except for recycling. When the end of that occurs, then they have reached a condition of having overcome human behavior, human thinking, human desires, desiring only to be in the kingdom of heaven.
Later, it was revealed that it was actually the death of Bonnie, which led to the mass suicide. The people started to think that they wouldn't physically ascend to heaven, and instead needed to die first before reaching the kingdom of heaven.
Is also, they have bodies. I wouldn't say flesh bodies because it's different characteristics, but it's a physical body, and it's equivalent for that evolutionary level to a human body. It doesn't need the kind of fuel that humans would need. It's not a mammalian body. It doesn't reproduce. It's not male nor female. It probably would look like what you might consider a very attractive extraterrestrial. Now, most of the illustrations of extraterrestrials these days have been grotesque. Looked like giant insects or slimy reptilians, or eyes so big that you could fall into them. And an extraterrestrial that we say is a genuine extraterrestrial is not a fallen angel, is not a space alien. We see fallen angels and space aliens as synonymous.
The cult kept on growing in the 80s as plenty of people came in and left. Ultimately, in 1996, the cult rented a large house in Santa Fe, California, for which they paid $7,000 per month. No one had any idea what was about to happen in the next few days.
If you're wearing a human vehicle, I'm wearing a human vehicle because I have to wear one for this task. I don't like it. It doesn't match me. And those who sit in front of me, they don't like their human vehicles that they have to wear for this task, but they have to wear them because the task of overcoming the human kingdom requires that they overcome flesh. The genetic vibrations, the lust of the flesh, the desire to reproduce, the desire to cling to offspring or spouse or parents or house or money or fame or job or that could go on and on. Overcoming the human flesh and its desires, even its religious desires. There is not a religion on the face of the globe that is of God as it is today. All of those things that are called religions are ruined records of man's relationship with someone from the evolutionary level above human or the kingdom of God.
In March 1997, Applewhite taped himself when he spoke about the mass suicide they were about to commit. Just a few days later, cops found 39 dead bodies, each carrying $5.75 in their pockets. Just before this mass suicide, the cult members had recorded some farewell messages.
I just want to say how thankful I am to Doe and T for helping me and taking me under their wing, and all my classmates have been so great to me and all the problems I've got.
My thoughts in these last hours are only of joy and wonder at the thought of going home.
Why am I here? What is the meaning of life? Since I've been in the class, I've learned the answers to all of those.
And couldn't be happier about what we're about to do.
All of these poor people had been manipulated so badly that they didn't even consider what grave step they were about to take. Some of them even sounded weak, as if they were forced to speak these words.
For T and Doe to endure what they've endured 22 years, it's just unimaginable they'd go through that for us.
As long as I exist, I have free will.
But I am doing this of my own free will. My own free will.
I say no, they didn't have any free will.
Now, if you are brave enough, then have a look at these chilling moments when the cops discovered those dead bodies. All of them had taken phenobarbital and had washed it down with the help of vodka. Although they committed suicide, many people went on to argue that they were killed by the psycho leader Applewhite. Well, nothing might be able to top this level of craziness, but this next priest did something pretty disgusting as well.
You both are going to be under arrest for child abuse and can go with these two gentlemen. All 8 children are now in protective custody.
In January 2024, the Blackwell Police Department was notified about child neglect at a residence. The officers instantly went over to the place, but had no warrant, therefore were denied entry. However, just the next day, with the involvement of DHS, the officers were able to get inside the home and were shocked to see what was inside.
Alright, we're back. Alright. What? Oh. Alright. Right now, you both are going going to be under arrest for child abuse and go with these two gentlemen. And all 8 children are now in protective custody.
The cops discovered significant evidence of child abuse, and the suspects were none other than a pastor and his wife. The disturbing couple were caught abusing their 8 children aged from 2 to 17. The officers found out that children were often beaten with wooden boards and were locked in their rooms without food and water for days.
We will have a conversation when I get to the police department.
Okay.
I know you're going to be nice, so I'm going to put it in front for you, okay? That sound good?
Get some shoes here.
Please, can I before you put the other one on?
Where you need?
I'm just getting my shoes headed up front.
I can grab
you
them.
could probably.
Yeah, I'll just put them up front so it's more comfortable for you, okay? Let's go right here.
My computer and everything.
I'm going to put him in my car. Now we'll get your shoes real quick. You don't have anything on you?
I don't know.
Okay, no wallet, no purse, no nothing?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I have my purse.
Do you want to bring your purse with you?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you may want your wallet.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is that
These
at?
your shoes you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
Where is your purse at?
Purse right here.
Okay.
Just please
Do
be
you have
careful.
medication you need to take with you?
No. Please be careful with CJ.
We're gonna
sit. That's my job, okay? I'm gonna, while we come back to talk to you.
The pastor, Keith Holt, realized that he had been caught and calmly walked away to the police car. However, his wife, Candy, started to cry and resisted the arrest.
I need my hand.
I thought you were trying to get your shoe on.
If you need to sit down real quick and adjust, I'll put it in the front so you're able to do whatever you need to do.
This is what I do. I take care of kids. That's all my education. That's everything I've ever done. And this is absurd. And it's not fair. And CJ's the one who doesn't understand. Please.
We'll have a chance to talk to you, okay?
No, I just want him to be protected.
All right, man, we're going to go out here, okay?
I know. You're sorry.
Okay.
God.
All right, since your hands are in the front, go ahead and try to buckle up for me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You good over there?
The couple was ultimately taken to the police station where they were charged for their crimes.
We're going to go to this door right up here. Let's see, close. Is he taking phones or anything? I don't think so. I don't know. I'll ask him whenever you in a minute. He might be staying over there, so I might call him here in a second. I'll grab his, I'll grab hers. I'll have her come in here.
The officers were indeed shocked to witness these scenes, and the disgraced pastor was charged with 3 counts of felony child abuse and 1 count of child neglect, whereas his wife was charged with 3 counts of enabling child abuse and 1 count of child neglect. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today we examined cases where priests and pastors were caught doing the unthinkable. One particularly concerning case was the Heaven's Gate cult, where the deluded leader caused the deaths of 38 people under the guise of a mass suicide. It remains one of the most disturbing cases in American history, and it's a real shame that no one was able to stop this cult before the tragedy occurred. We can only hope that agencies are much more vigilant today to prevent such ideas from reoccurring. This predatory priest manipulated people with false ideologies to serve his own ends, disrupting societal balance with his deceitful beliefs. The pair of priests faced divine retribution on earth for harming innocent children. And that wraps up our video. And that's all for today. Should predators be sentenced to death? Let me know in the comments below. If you like the video, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. And if you are enjoying crime content, check out this next one right here.